If you've ever wondered why some entrepreneurs build businesses that grow on autopilot while others stay stuck chasing goals, the answer isn't motivation, it's systems. And today I'm breaking down the 5 steps from Atomic Habits by James Clear that every entrepreneur needs to build a business that runs without burnout. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever set a big goal, like really big, written it down, got all fired up about it, and then 2 weeks later you're back to square one, wondering what happened? Yeah, me too. Most of us have. Here's the thing though. It's not because you're not motivated enough. It's not because you don't want it badly enough. It's because no one ever taught you the system behind success. And that is exactly what we're doing and going to go through today. So I'm going to break it down in a way that's practical, simple, and built specifically for entrepreneurs. So grab a pen and some paper, because by the end of the video, you're going to walk away with real concrete actions you can start taking today. Now, why goals alone don't work? Let's start with something that might surprise you. James Clear says this in his book, and it genuinely changed the way I think. He said, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. We spend so much time obsessing over our goals. I want to make 10,000 a month, I want to launch my business by January, and goals are great. He says, don't get it wrong, we absolutely need them, but goals alone are like wanting to get fit without ever going to the gym. The wanting doesn't do the work. The showing up every day does. Tony Robbins puts it brilliantly. He says it's not about the goal, it's about growing into the person who achieves the goal. And that's exactly what Atomic Habit is about. Becoming the right person, one small action at a time. So instead of obsessing over the destination, we're going to start obsessing over the daily journey. Action step number 1. Right now, and write this down. Yes, right now. Number 1, entrepreneurial goal. It could be launching a product, hitting your first sale, growing an audience, anything. Have you done it? Okay, good. Now, underneath that goal, write this question. What kind of person would naturally achieve this goal? For example, if your goal is to launch a business, you might write someone who shows up consistently, learns every day, and takes action before they feel ready. That's who we're going to become. Not overnight, but one tiny habit at a time. The magic of 1% better. Okay, here's one of my absolute favorite ideas from the whole book. And honestly, one of the most exciting things I've ever heard about when building a business. James Clear talks about the power of getting just 1% better every single day. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds so small. What difference is 1% actually going to make? Well, let me show you. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you end up 37 times better than where you started. 37 times. But if you get 1% worse every day, you drop down to almost 0. That compound effect is the same reason Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. Small things done consistently become enormous things over time. For you as an entrepreneur, this means your job is not to have a perfect launch day. Your job is to get slightly better at your craft every day. Every morning, write one more piece of content, make one more connection, learn one new skill, and that's it. Jim Rohn, one of the great mentors to Tony Robbins himself, used to say success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. A few simple disciplines practiced every day. And that is Atomic Habits in a nutshell. Now, let's look at action step number 2. The skill that matters for your business right now. Let's look at that. Maybe it's copywriting, social media, sales, or just learning how your market works. Now, commit to spending just 20 minutes a day on that skill. Not 2 hours, not a full course binge, 20 minutes every day. Write down every day your choice that you will spend 20 minutes learning or practicing your chosen skill. That's your 1% habit. Start tomorrow, this morning. Actually, if you've got 20 minutes tonight, start tonight. The identity, the secret foundation. Now here's where things get really powerful. And honestly, this section changed everything for me personally. James Clear talks about 3 layers of change. There's changing your outcomes, your results, changing your processes, your actions, and then there's changing your identity, who you believe yourself to be. Most people try to change from the outside in. They say, I'll start acting like an entrepreneur once I make some money. But that's backwards. The most successful people change from the inside out. They say, I'm an entrepreneur, and then they act accordingly. Tony Robbins says it like this: the only thing that's keeping you from getting what you want is the story you keep telling yourself. So, what story are you telling yourself? Right now, are you telling yourself you're not ready, that you're not smart enough, that other people have some secret that you don't? Because here's the truth, and I need you to hear this. You are already an entrepreneur. The moment you decided to build something, to solve a problem, to create value for other people, that was the moment it started. The question is, just do you believe it? Now, every habit you build from this point forward is a vote for that new identity. So every time you write that piece of content, every time you study your craft, every time you take one more step forward, you're casting a vote. And enough votes add up to an unshakable belief in yourself. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more practical content to help you with your mindset, goals, or finances. Now, let's look at action step number 3. This one is personal. I want you to finish the sentence and write it somewhere you'll see it every single day. I am the kind of entrepreneur who. Now, maybe it's I am the kind of entrepreneur who shows up even when it's hard, or I am the kind of entrepreneur who learns from every failure. Or I am the kind of entrepreneur who takes bold action. Write it, stick it on your mirror or your laptop, the back of your phone. Let it remind you every single morning of who you're becoming. The 4 laws of behavior change. Let's dive in. Now, right, let's get practical, because James Clear doesn't just tell us why habits work. He gives us a step-by-step framework for actually building them. He calls it the 4 laws of behavior change. Let's run through them quickly. Now, law number 1, make it obvious. Your habits need cues. If you want to spend time on your business every morning, don't leave it to willpower. Set your laptop up open on your desk the night before. Put your journal next to your coffee machine. Make the next right action impossible to miss. Now, law number 2, make it attractive. We do things we want to do. So link your new habits to things you enjoy. You love music, only play your favorite playlist when you're doing your deep work. You love coffee, make a ritual of it. Sit down, make your coffee, and that signals it's business time. Now, law number 3, make it easy. One of the biggest reasons people give up on new habits is because they make them too hard, too soon. James Clear talks about the 2-minute rule. If a new habit takes more than 2 minutes to start, scale it down. Write a blog post becomes open a blank document. Go for a run becomes put on my running shoes. Just start, the rest follows. Now, law number 4, make it satisfying. We repeat what rewards us. So, celebrate your wins, even tiny ones. Tick off your habit on a tracker. Text a friend, congratulate yourself. Your brain literally releases dopamine when you feel a sense of progress, and that makes you want to do it again. Now, let's move on to action step number 4. Pick one habit you want to build for your business this week. Just one, then run it through. How will you make it obvious? Where, one, what trigger? How will you make it attractive? Link it to something you enjoy. How will you make it easy? What's the 2-minute version? How will you make it satisfying? How will you celebrate your progress? Write out those 4 answers. That little exercise alone puts you miles ahead of where most people ever get to. Now, let's link habits to your goals. I want to bring this all together and talk specifically about goals, because as entrepreneurs, setting goals well is absolutely critical. You've probably heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and that's a great starting point. But here's what most people miss. A goal without a habit attached to it is just a wish. Think about it this way. Say your goal is to get your first 100 customers in 6 months. Great goal. But unless you identify the daily habits that move you toward the goal, posting content, reaching out to potential customers, improving your product, that number stays stuck at 0. Now, goal-setting legend Brian Tracy, who has influenced thousands of entrepreneurs worldwide, says, your ability to set goals and make plans for their accomplishment is the master skill of success. So, here's how we can connect atomic habits to proper goal setting. Once you have your big goal, your 6-month target, your annual vision, work backwards and ask, what do I need to do every single week to make this inevitable? Then ask, what do I need to do every single day? Those daily actions become your habits. Your habits become your system. Your system makes your goals not just possible, but inevitable. Now let's look at the action step number 5. Your entrepreneur habit stack. This is the big one. Here's your final action for today. And this one is gold. We're going to look at James Clear's habit stack, a simple daily routine built around your business goals. Here's a simple template to get you started. Feel free to adapt it to your life. So you could start in the morning, 15 to 20 minutes, read or listen to something that grows your business mind, maybe like a podcast, a book, or an article. And then you could do a work block for 20 to 30 minutes. Work on your one most important business task that moves things forward. Now, your learning block. Spend maybe 20 minutes. Practice your skill. Maybe it be writing, marketing, sales, your craft. Now, in the evening, for 5 minutes, write down one win from today, no matter how small. That's it. That's your foundation. Just 70 minutes a day. That's less than a single Netflix episode. Now, write out, customize it to you, then commit to it for just 2 weeks. Not forever, 2 weeks, and see how it feels. Let me know in the comments how it feels. I want you to leave this comment for me. Building a business is not easy. No one's going to pretend it is. There will be days when it feels slow, when progress feels invisible, when you wonder if it's worth it. And on those days, I want you to remember what you learned today. That tiny habits practiced consistently create extraordinary results. And that's the goal, isn't it? It's not to be perfect. The goal is to be consistent. That every single action you take is a vote for yourself, the entrepreneur you're becoming. Tony Robbins says it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. You've got everything you need. The system is simple. The steps are small. All that's left is to start. So close the video, go back through your 5 action steps and pick just one to act on in the next hour. Just one right now. You've got this. And then come back and leave a comment once you've done it. I'll see you in the next video. So subscribe for more content like this, and always remember to design your profits first and your spend second.